It's Helium and Spreadsheet here, the Geek Baggers. So we're getting ready to start our next series of videos. It's a summer adventure on the Via Dinarica White Trail, which is a collection. It's like a series of trails, like a corridor trail going through the Dinaric Alps through the Balkans, starting in Slovenia and working about 850 miles south to Albania. So after so many hours of video watching, it's hard to believe it's finally here.
Yeah, we've been watching Clara and Lauren Rorick, so shout out to those two. If you're watching us, you've probably watched them. And so we learned a lot from them, so we're excited to see what our trail holds.
Yeah, so we're starting at one of two major starting points for southbound hikers, which is the Predjama Castle, which you'll be able to see behind us in a minute or so. We just thought it was an optimal place to start.
We're really excited about this trail because it's not all wilderness. We're going to go ABAP, that's my new thing, as bougie as possible. We're staying in a lot of hotels along the way, lots of places to eat. We're also going to be dropping GPX waypoints in the video below after we're done, so do stay tuned for that, because this is not a trail that a lot of people have hiked and there's not a lot of resources, so we're going to try to help you guys out if you're looking for resources. Well, our hike begins with a road walk, which we knew. And it is hot today.
It's very hot, but it was really cold yesterday and I saved it all up. So I'm just dispersing the air conditioning to myself.
Because that's how that works. Science. Our first well. We're kind of interested to see what we're going to be dealing with. We're going to have to put a bucket with a string down there eventually. Not this one, but that's cool. Trail. I underestimated the challenge of day one right out the gate. It is straight up.
Climbing to the top of my first Slovenian mountain, Mount Lovrenč, or Lovrenč. So it has been a humid, steep climb, but it's awesome. And here is the view.
Our first real Via Dinarica trail marker. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. First break, let's go ahead and talk about my shoes, since my shoes are always a whole thing. I have upgraded. I am actually not using my Timps anymore. I am using the Ultra Ventures from Topos, and so far so good. There are many reasons for that. One of them is pre-dislocation toe syndrome that I've been diagnosed with recently. So I'm trying out a rocker type shoe with a strong high arch to support my plantar fasciitis. So yay, let's see how these do. Well, we would be lost without our Gaia maps to guide us along our pathways. There are many different trails out here, and they are all marked with the same red dot with a circle of white around it. So you have to really pay attention because, you know, they're all just marked like here's a trail, here's also a trail. But it really hasn't been so hard. We were really worried, but this is just day one, and we know we're gonna get lost, like a lot. Our first night stay in an apartment above a pizzeria. Well, the place looks really cute, but there was no key in our lockbox when we arrived, so we have to wait for them to come and give us a key. We got upgraded, which is always nice. Look how much space we have. We definitely don't even need this much space. Hi. So, yeah.
I'm eating pizza.
Day two. Heading out. Tony's really excited today because we're gonna go see some cave trails this morning that we saw in Lauren Rorick's videos, and he's been enamored with them. So we're gonna have some playtime. We're actually following a local Slovenian's tracks this morning instead of the actual VDT. We're hoping that it doesn't bite us in the butt. Because yesterday he tried to take us down a mountain face. So we did not do that. Fingers crossed. Well, we're entering the park that has all those fun trails. How exciting. Holy moly. Is it as magical as you hoped? Our markings continue to be pretty regular.
So we are looking at what would sometimes be Lake Trinica. It's a large intermittent lake. It only appears in the spring. So right now there is no lake.
It's always fun trying to figure out how to like buy backpacking food in other countries. Like, which of these do we choose? The squeezy tuna and ketchup fish spread?
Breeze, glorious breeze.
Oh yeah, it is hot today. They're closed, but they have a working bathroom, a self-service drink bar, and a big old view, and this porch we can hang out on. Because one thing we have is time to kill today. This is our last climb. We just have to kind of climb down. It's just a few more miles to where we're staying tonight, but we can't check until 4. It's only noon.
Flying on a broomstick. You can see there's the valley below. We just climbed up here and we're going to enjoy a nice cold Coke.
In Fužine and Balkan, we made it to our hotel. We're very excited to be here, even though it doesn't have AC. But I'm going to scan very carefully because I have to cover up. There is some very risque art on this wall. Well, our host has offered to make us breakfast in his temporarily closed restaurant this morning. We've been seeing a lot of these really delightful little fountain wells, so we're learning about them. I got my first tick yesterday, and now I've developed a green as lava mentality. I won't touch anything green. Let's see how long this can last. So for those of you interested in minutia, which is me, spreadsheet, we are now at the first point where the actual VDT goes on a path that is not listed as trail. And it is well marked. I don't know if you can see the marker on the tree behind me. After traipsing across that, where the green markers led us, we found this old track. So we think we're gonna drop a marker on the map where you should definitely try to find this track sooner than you could.
It's a hitchhiker. I have a little friend.
This is like some of our first wildlife. Well, we're here in Starry Turg. We tried to eat at that restaurant over there, but no one is there. They ignored us until we left. So I went to the Mercator here, which is actually a really good store. I'm eating a hot dog.
Ice cream.
Yummy. Staying in a youth hostel tonight. Yeah, that looks like it. We are really enjoying our stay at the hostel so far. It is really cute on the inside. And they were so nice. They were really helpful about giving tips, and they even knew like if the grocery store in Predjama was open, which we weren't sure about because Google Maps, we aren't sure if things are open. So thumbs up. I made a poor choice. At a store I bought this cake. It looked like it was maybe an individual slices, but it was just one big cake. And I've been carrying it around, and it's so messy and grumbly. So I'm forcing myself to eat it in this safe space. Goodbye, lovely hostel. We've enjoyed our stay, but we must go climb a big mountain. On this foggy morning, we are joining the E6 for a little while, up and over the highest point in Slovenia that we are going to climb. It is the highest non-alpine mountain in Slovenia. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? It's a race to the finish. And Tony wins. So this is the point that it becomes unpleasant, they said, to get to Mashun. So far it's not that bad, but I think it's gonna get really overgrown here in a minute. All uphill for the rest of the day. At the car wash. At the car wash, yeah. It rained last night. We're getting wet. Well, I was really worried about that overgrown section, but it wasn't so bad. So we'll drop a marker to indicate, like, don't stress out about it.
Yeah, it was, I mean, if it weren't wet, it would have been nothing.
We have our first bear poop. Now, Tony really wants to see bears. I do not want to see bears.
How can you not want to see the bears?
Because I just don't want to see a bear.
I'm not saying that I want to hug a bear. I just want to see one.
In all seriousness, I'm not really that scared of the bears here. They're kind of like our eastern black bears, which do not scare me. They are going to run away. They're more scared of us than we are of them. Hopefully. We made it to Mashun. It's an old hunting lodge. I think it was a royal hunting lodge. You can tell by the way that it is. We found a bear. There's a little museum here. We weren't really sure about whether or not we could get water, you know, what it was gonna be like to ask for water, but we just went in the inn and the guy there was very kind. He was like, yeah, sure, here's some water. He filled up our water for us. It was fine. So we're gonna head up a mountain because there's no water at the top of the mountain at the hut. So we have to take all the water with us. And I think we have enough. Fingers crossed.
Spreadsheet has a new friend.
Starting to pay off. We're getting some views above tree line.
This is the highest mountain that we're going to be on in Slovenia. Absolutely gorgeous up here. Beautiful views. And you see up there in the distance, right, the tip of my finger, is the hut that we're headed to. Just above the hut is this monument with this little bear and the journal box. So I'm going to... Oh, that is not in good condition. Oh well.
Well, I can't say that this was what I envisioned for ourselves, but it's fine.
It's so yummy.
Dobro jutro.
We were eating breakfast this morning and there were a couple of Slovenian hikers that came up for breakfast, and one of them turned to us and he's like, what part of the US are you from? And we told him, you know, the West Coast near Seattle. And he's like, I was living in Texas for years and I finally came home and I can't get away from you people, you're everywhere. We're like, well, prosti, which is sorry. He laughed. It was fun. We had a long conversation with him, so that was great. That was our longest conversation with a local, so it was really cool.
As we are heading out of Slovenia in just a little while, a couple of thoughts about maps. The actual VDT GPX track that you download, the track that you can download, it has the old route on it for whatever reason. So the pro tip, if you're using this for instructional purposes, is to download the section 1 route. It is well marked. It is lovely. We have had no issues in Slovenia. So definitely download the section 1 reroute. And my next tip is just to download all the sections individually anyway. We're using the Gaia app, and that's gonna let you look at each section's elevation profile and be able to map out your distances more easily. So, pro tip.
Really have no idea what I'm looking at. Seems like a sculpture of some kind. Turns out it was the site of a hospital during World War II, Slovenian Partisan Hospital.
Dead ahead, you are looking at the border of Croatia. We are about to go through, and hopefully that will be easy. I guess because it's just Schengen area, none of this is actually manned. So we just walked right across the border and
We're in Croatia.
We're in Croatia without any pomp or circumstance. We got our last resupply here at this consume in Predjama. And this is our last reliable place to get food. The next place would be in Krnouluj. I'm saying things wrong because I haven't looked them up yet. But the stores are closed on Sundays, and we'll get there on a Sunday. And then we can't stick around for Monday because it's actually a holiday. So that's pretty much the 2 days that we have until we get into Fužine, which is our 0 day.
I had a Snickers bar in honor of Clara.
I don't even know if anybody remembers that. That's a deep cut. Well, so far, the minute we enter Croatia, we've lost all of the trail signs. So, Slovenia well marked. We have yet to see what Croatia offers. There's our room for the night. It is not air conditioned and it is hot, but after a shower, we think we're going to be fine. We have this lovely balcony view.
This monument is where the trail leaves the highway to head up to the hills above Chabar. But we've got numerous trip reports saying that it's not maintained, it's virtually impassable. And we even confirmed it with our innkeeper today, who's a local hunter, and he said that it's not good. So we're going to be doing additional road walking, but we've heard that they're probably not maintaining the trail since Croatia entered the Schengen zone. There's no need to go through the official border crossing anymore, so they're probably going to be rerouting the trail on what they call the the
Path of Friendship.
Path of Friendship, right? So it goes from that hut that we stayed at a couple nights ago to another mountain that has the exact same name. So that would be a possible alternate until they do, but we've heard it's pretty well maintained, so it might be something worth checking out.
Here's Terce. It's a really nice little town. We're here too early for anything. There's an obvious grocery store right there, Consum. It does say it's open on Sundays, which is interesting. There's an ATM. So as long as the trail remains on this path, you would have a good stay here.
The Predator Trail looks fun.
Well, we definitely have had these little markers. We just haven't had the cute little green mountain markers that we had in Slovenia. But it's still been pretty well marked here in Croatia so far. Ooh, what are you?
He is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. You are just ready for camera. Oh my gosh. So pretty this morning. Well, we're just glad that the ticks don't seem to be out in the wet. But it is squishy and gross this morning because it rained like cats and dogs last night.
We're arriving at the Sveta Gora Church, and it is something to see. I love these little churches. They're just peppering the countryside, but each one of them is beautifully constructed.
Can't escape the Camino to Santiago. It's everywhere. There's the break spot. Look at that. Oh, there's a video. Oops. This is our first signs of Via Dinarica hikers here in the shelter, right up at Sveta Gora. There are people talking about hiking on it. This guy was here 4 days ago, and somebody actually camped here last night. So honestly, that sounds like an awesome place to stay if you're in a bind. It rained real bad. Don't know if he's hiking the VDT, but maybe we'll meet you, Jeff. Well, we missed this initially. I wonder how. You're like literally in people's yards. We met the nicest man at the National Park office back there. He just let us in. He said, VDT hikers don't need to pay. And then we're just gonna take a break here at this little picnic table, and we are getting in that water. Oh my God. It is like a rainforest here. I feel like I'm in the Amazon. I'm so wet. I think he likes it. Yeah. There is really quite a long road walk today.
Yes, it's our longest so far.
I don't know what he's dancing to. I'm not really sure what's going on here in Luge. This whole apartment is ours. We are so excited to be inside after a really long road walk. I done got nettled. Dumb nettles. So Tony has decided he loves goulash with gnocchi, but this time it has
Boar and bear.
oh, dang. I'm boring. I got the chicken. Still in the national park this morning. Gonna go climb up the mountain for which this national park is named. And then
We're gonna go to town for our first 0 day.
ooh, we always love those. A whole day off in a city by a lake.
Just over this hill, there should be a hut. I'm very excited about it. It's been a wonderful hike this morning. Just beautiful views. And I'm ready to take a break. All right, there's the roof. Beautiful.
It's time to maybe update you guys on my shoes. I know you're dying to know. How are those Topos working out? Actually, I think they're doing pretty good. The only concern I really have is that they are designed for a trail to road like transition, so the lugs are probably not quite aggressive enough for me, so I'm not feeling super confident. And then obviously the 5mm drop, going from a 0 drop, has been an adjustment, but I think I've made that adjustment. What I do like is that I'm not getting as much of the forefoot blistering as I normally get, and I'm not getting as much of the bursitis as I normally get with my 0 drops, which is nice. I'm having, some issues obviously with my capsulitis, because I just have that. That's a problem, but it's not nearly as bad as I think it would be as if I had stuck with the others. So far I'm giving these a big, huge thumbs up.
Well, I decided this year to be trying this closed cell foam pad right here instead of the inflatable one that I've been struggling with for the last few years, and it works really well. And since we brought it, I decided not to bring a sit pad with me because we could just use this, but we've gotten to some breaks where I didn't necessarily feel like pulling that out. So we got to the top of this hut, and what did I find? This sit pad. It's obviously the universe wants me to have a sit pad, so I will have 2 foam pads for my pleasure.
Well, we were on this crazy nice flat trail, and then suddenly they were like, jump off this wall and go down this. It gets better. Tony's just having such a ball.
So we're on this trail, and it's not overgrown, but it's not super well maintained either. So you really feel like you're just kind of traipsing through the Croatian forest, which is actually rather enjoyable. It's well marked, so it'd be hard to get lost, I think.
We definitely didn't get out of there without any doohickey nonsense. One thing that's really weird is that they will label the trail here on the highways, on the streets, but they won't label it when it goes off into this jungle. So you're like, really have to pay attention to the map. So pay attention to the map, and then, you know, just kind of trying to work your way through remnants of trail. I mean, you can tell it's a trail. It's just, well, there was something that looked like a trail, and now there's certainly definitely not. And we're standing right on it. There's definitely not a trail here. I don't like this at all. Fužine, and oh my gosh, look at that balcony. Yes.